If you're over 50, listen closely, because what I'm about to say could save your joints, protect your mobility, and quite literally add years of strong, independent living to your life. There are 3 exercises you should never touch again. Seriously, never. And 3 that your body will thank you for every single day you do that. Most seniors have no idea that the wrong exercises quietly wear down their knees, shoulders, and lower back, and they only realize the damage when it's too late. So today, we're going to stop the guesswork. I'm going to walk you through exactly what to avoid and exactly what to do instead. And by the end of this video, you'll know how to build strength, stability, and confidence in your movements without risking injury. Let's get into it. When you reach your 50s and beyond, the way your joints move and the way your muscles recover are simply not the same as they were in your 20s. And that's why avoiding certain high-risk exercises isn't about weakness, it's about wisdom. So many seniors push themselves into movements that look harmless on the surface, but quietly grind down the knees, overload the shoulders, or compress the lower back in ways the body can no longer tolerate. The problem is that most of these exercises are ones people have seen for years in gyms, magazines, or workout videos, so they assume they must be safe. But the truth is that aging joints need a different approach. When cartilage thins out, when tendons get tighter, when muscle fibers don't bounce back as fast, the margin for error shrinks, and exercises that once felt totally normal can suddenly become risky. Avoiding them isn't about doing less, it's about doing things smarter so your body lasts longer and stays stronger. Think about how many seniors complain about knee pain, stiffness when standing up, or soreness after a simple walk. A lot of that comes from repeatedly doing exercises that create too much force on the knee joint, especially movements that force the knees far forward or lock them in awkward angles. Over time, even small amounts of extra strain build up like drops of water hitting the same spot over and over until it starts to wear away. Exercises that overload the knees, especially ones that use momentum or heavy resistance, accelerate this process more than most people realize. And what starts as mild discomfort soon becomes chronic pain, swelling, or reduced mobility. When seniors avoid these high-risk movements, they instantly reduce that unnecessary pressure and protect the joint surfaces that need all the care they can get. Shoulders are another area that take a hit as we age. Years of everyday use, lifting, reaching, carrying, gradually wear down the rotator cuff muscles, and certain exercises make that worse. Movements that yank the shoulder joint overhead or force it into extremes behind the body create a level of strain that older bodies shouldn't have to deal with. Seniors often have weaker shoulder stabilizers, making it easy for the joint to slip slightly out of alignment during these risky movements. When that happens consistently, inflammation builds up, impingement develops, and simple tasks like reaching behind the seat of your car or lifting a grocery bag begin to hurt. By avoiding exercises that push the shoulder into unhealthy positions, seniors protect the joint from irritation and preserve the ability to move comfortably, something that becomes incredibly valuable with age. Then there's the lower back, which is one of the most commonly injured areas for seniors. Over time, spinal discs become thinner and less flexible, making them more vulnerable to compression. Certain exercises, especially those that involve heavy bending, twisting, or jerking movements, put a huge amount of pressure directly on those discs. And once a disc becomes irritated or bulges even slightly, the pain can radiate down the legs, limit mobility, and make daily activities feel like a struggle. The issue isn't just that these exercises are hard, the issue is that the lower back no longer has the same cushioning and resilience it once had. When seniors remove high-risk lower back movements from their routines, they're not quitting on strength. They're choosing to protect the foundation that supports their entire upper body, and that choice makes a massive difference in long-term comfort. Many seniors stay stuck doing these harmful exercises simply because they don't know which movements are the culprits. They assume discomfort is normal, or they think pushing through pain means progress. But pain in aging joints is usually a signal, not a test. It's your body telling you the movement isn't aligned with your current needs. Ignoring those signals or sticking to outdated routines only speeds up joint damage. When seniors understand which exercises to avoid, they take control of their physical future instead of letting wear and tear dictate how they age. Removing the wrong movements from your routine
often creates an instant improvement in how your joints feel, and in many cases, seniors are shocked at how much more freedom they gain simply by stopping the exercises that were holding them back. Avoiding high-risk exercises also helps preserve energy and recovery capacity. The older you get, the more valuable your recovery window becomes. If you waste that recovery time trying to bounce back from exercises that strained your joints rather than strengthened your muscles, you slow down your progress and increase your risk of injury. When seniors eliminate those unnecessary stressors, the body can use its energy for rebuilding strength, improving balance, and supporting the movements that actually matter for health and independence. Instead of feeling drained or stiff after a workout, seniors feel capable and refreshed, which creates consistency, and consistency is the real key to staying strong later in life. Another overlooked point is that the risk-to-reward ratio changes as you age. Some exercises may offer benefits, but if the risks multiply as joints become less forgiving, the smarter choice is to replace them with safer, joint-friendly alternatives that deliver the same or better results. Many seniors continue performing high-risk movements out of habit without realizing there are safer exercises that activate the same muscles with far less joint stress. Making that shift not only prevents injuries, but also builds confidence, because when exercises feel safe, controlled, and effective, seniors are more likely to stick with them long-term. Ultimately, avoiding high-risk exercises is about protecting your independence. The ability to get up from a chair easily, walk without pain, climb stairs, carry household items, and move with balance and coordination becomes more important with age than any gym performance. Seniors who avoid harmful exercises preserve the strength and joint health needed to continue living life on their own terms, without relying on others for basic tasks. Every time you skip a movement that strains your knees, shoulders, or back, you're choosing a future where you stay active, mobile, and confident in your body's abilities.
When you reach a certain stage in life, your body starts responding differently to effort, movement, and strain. And that's exactly why doing the right exercises can completely transform how you feel day to day. Even if someone hasn't worked out in years, the body still has an incredible ability to adapt, rebuild, and gain strength as long as the movements are appropriate for its current needs. That's the beauty of exercise for seniors. You don't have to push like an athlete or lift heavy weights to make meaningful changes. You just need consistency, proper form, and exercises that support the way your body naturally moves. When seniors commit to joint-friendly, functional exercises, they start noticing improvements that go far beyond the mirror. Suddenly, walking feels easier. Standing up requires less effort. Climbing stairs doesn't feel like a challenge. And simple daily activities become smoother, more comfortable, and more enjoyable. The right exercises can also rebuild strength in ways that directly protect your joints. As the body ages, muscles naturally shrink unless you use them regularly. This loss of muscle isn't just about looking weaker, it affects balance, stability, posture, and the ability to absorb impact. When you include exercises designed specifically for seniors, you begin restoring muscle in the places that matter most, like the legs, hips, core, and shoulders. Stronger muscles act like padding and support around the joints, reducing stress and preventing pain. A strong lower body supports the knees. A strong core supports the spine. Strong shoulders protect the rotator cuff. Every exercise you choose has a purpose, and when you choose the right ones, your body responds quickly and positively, even if you're starting later in life. Another major benefit of the right exercises is improved balance. This is something most people don't think about until they start feeling unsteady or having close calls where they almost lose their footing. Balance naturally declines with age because the small stabilizer muscles stop getting enough stimulation. But targeted exercises can bring those muscles back online, improving coordination and helping the body react faster to shifts and unexpected movements. That can be the difference between catching yourself and hitting the ground. Falls are one of the most serious risks for seniors, leading to injuries that take months to recover from. But the right exercises build balance in a way that protects your independence and keeps you moving confidently. The right exercises also keep joints lubricated and flexible. Many seniors think stiffness is just part of getting older, but much of that stiffness comes from lack of movement. When you stop moving, the tissues around your joints tighten, the joint fluid becomes less active, and everything starts feeling rusty. But when you regularly perform movements designed to gently open the hips, mobilize the spine, and stretch the shoulders, the body rewards you with better range of motion and far less stiffness. You may wake up in the morning and feel looser, or stand up from a chair and notice that your knees don't resist as much. These improvements come from consistently practicing exercises that encourage natural joint movement instead of forcing the body into stressful positions. Another powerful effect of choosing the right exercises is better circulation. As you age, blood flow becomes more important because it carries oxygen and nutrients to your muscles, joints, and organs. When you perform safe, controlled movements, your heart pumps more efficiently. Your muscles get more oxygen, and your body becomes better at delivering nutrients where they're needed. Improved circulation boosts energy levels, supports brain function, and enhances overall health. Seniors who stick to the right exercises often report feeling more alert, more awake, and more positive throughout the day because movement directly influences mood and vitality. The right exercises also support mental and emotional well-being. It's no secret that physical activity triggers the release of feel-good chemicals like endorphins, but for seniors, the psychological benefits go deeper. When you perform exercises that feel achievable and safe, you build confidence. You start realizing that your body isn't done. It can still learn, improve, and grow stronger. That sense of capability carries into your daily life. Maybe you start walking farther than before, or you decide to take the stairs more often, or you find yourself doing activities you used to avoid. Movement creates momentum, and momentum creates motivation. Every time you complete one of the right exercises, you're proving to yourself that you're still in control of your health. Another reason the right exercises matter so much is because they train your body for real-life activities. The best movements for seniors are the ones that mimic everyday actions: bending, sitting, standing, reaching, lifting, stepping, and balancing. When you perform exercises that strengthen the muscles used for these tasks, you make your daily life easier and reduce the risk of injury during simple routine movements. It's not about building gym strength, it's about building life strength. It's about being able to get out of bed without discomfort, carry groceries without straining your back, walk confidently without feeling wobbly, and stay active without worrying about your joints holding you back. What's even better is that your body responds quickly to the right exercises. Many seniors start noticing improvements within a few weeks, sometimes even days. Their legs feel stronger, their posture improves, their joints ache less, and they move with more fluidity. This fast progress happens because the body loves functional training. When you give your muscles and joints the movements they were designed for, they activate more effectively, recover faster, and adapt more efficiently. The improvements stack on top of each other, creating a foundation that keeps growing stronger the more you stick with it. The right exercises also protect long-term mobility. Many seniors fear losing their independence more than anything else, and mobility is the key to preventing that. When you keep the muscles around your hips, knees, and spine strong and active, you reduce the risk of weakness that could force you to rely on others. And independence isn't just physical, it's emotional. Knowing that your body can support you gives you peace of mind and the freedom to keep living life the way you want. In the end, the right exercises aren't just about fitness. They're about aging with strength, confidence, and control. They allow your body to stay functional, resilient, and capable no matter your age. When seniors choose movements that build strength, stability, and support the joints, the body responds with more energy, better mobility, and a renewed sense of vitality.
As the body gets older, it becomes increasingly important to focus on movements that matter in real life, not the flashy exercises people see online or the high-impact workouts that younger athletes can get away with. Aging changes the way muscles fire, how quickly you recover, and how stable your joints feel, which means your training needs to support the things you do every single day. When seniors choose exercises that reinforce stability, build functional strength, and mimic natural movement patterns, the difference is noticeable in every aspect of daily living.
You begin to move with more confidence, less hesitation, and far less discomfort. You don't have to chase extreme fitness goals to feel strong. You just have to train in a way that supports your lifestyle and your body's needs. One of the biggest changes with age is the decline in stabilizer muscle activity. These are the small, deep muscles that keep your joints aligned and your movements controlled. When they weaken, your body starts compensating by overusing larger muscles in awkward ways, which leads to imbalances, poor posture, and eventually pain. Functional exercises are specifically designed to wake those stabilizers back up. When you practice movements that require balance, coordination, and slow, controlled motion, the small muscles around your hips, ankles, spine, and shoulders get activated. Over time, this creates a more solid foundation for every movement you make. Suddenly, walking feels more secure. Stepping off a curb isn't a nervous moment, and standing for long periods doesn't feel as tiring. These improvements all come from choosing exercises that reconnect your body's natural movement patterns. Building functional strength is just as crucial. When people think of strength training, they often picture heavy weights and intense lifting. But functional strength is different. It focuses on building the type of strength you need for everyday activities like bending down, carrying things, reaching overhead, or getting out of a chair. As the years go on, these everyday actions become more demanding if you're not training the right muscles. For example, getting out of a chair requires strong quadriceps and glutes. Picking something up from the ground requires a stable core and hips, and reaching high on a shelf requires shoulder mobility and upper back strength. When seniors focus on exercises that improve these specific movement patterns, daily tasks get easier and less tiring. You feel more capable and less dependent on others, and that independence becomes one of the most valuable forms of strength. Balance training is another essential component, and many seniors don't realize how important it is until they start having trouble with it. Balance decreases gradually over time, so slowly that you barely notice it until one day you feel unsteady. The right exercises challenge your balance safely and steadily, rebuild the neuromuscular connections that help your body react quickly, and teach your feet, legs, and core to work together again. Exercises that include single leg stability, slow, controlled stepping, and gentle weight shifts improve balance from the inside out. When balance improves, fear decreases. You stop worrying about falling, you regain confidence walking on uneven surfaces, and you move with a sense of security that you may not have felt for years. That confidence alone can make you more active. And being more active naturally boosts your strength, energy, and quality of life. Another benefit of choosing exercises that support functional movement is the improvement in coordination. Coordination is something we rarely think about, but it affects everything from how smoothly you walk to how easily you move from sitting to standing. With age, coordination can decline simply because we stop challenging it. But when you perform exercises that require different parts of the body to work together, your coordination comes back. Movements that involve stepping, reaching, twisting gently, or shifting your weight help the brain and body reconnect. That reconnection creates smoother movement, quicker reflexes, and a more fluid sense of control during everyday tasks. These functional exercises also help restore posture, which is a major factor in overall mobility. Years of sitting, bending, and general wear and tear can cause the shoulders to round forward and the spine to stiffen. This not only affects how you look, but how you move and breathe. Functional exercises strengthen the muscles that support the spine and open up the chest and shoulders. When posture improves, you breathe more easily, you walk more comfortably, and your lower back feels less strain. Many seniors notice that once their posture improves, other aches and pains begin to fade because proper alignment takes unnecessary pressure off the joints. Choosing exercises that support real-life movements also reduces the risk of injury. When your muscles are balanced, your joints are supported, and your movements are controlled, you're far less likely to strain something during daily activities. Bending down to tie your shoes doesn't tweak your back. Reaching for something on a shelf doesn't pull your shoulder, and carrying groceries doesn't leave you sore.
Injury prevention becomes even more important as you age because recovering from injuries takes longer, and even minor injuries can interfere with your independence. Functional training keeps your muscles and joints prepared for the stress of real-life movement, which means your body stays resilient and capable. What makes these exercises especially powerful is that they improve not just the physical body, but the overall quality of life. When your body feels strong, stable, and coordinated, you naturally feel more active and willing to move. You start taking longer walks, participating in social activities, gardening, or traveling without worrying about whether your knees or back will handle it. Strength and stability give you the freedom to keep doing the things you love. And that's something every senior deserves. Movement becomes a source of empowerment rather than fear or frustration. Another often overlooked benefit is the mental clarity that comes from performing functional exercises. These movements require focus and awareness. You have to think about your balance, coordinate your arms and legs, control your breathing, and stay present. This mental engagement stimulates the brain, strengthens neural pathways, and supports cognitive health. Seniors who train functionally often report feeling sharper, more alert, and more mentally energized after their workouts because the brain is just as involved as the body. When seniors choose exercises that reinforce stability, support natural movement, and build real-life strength, they're training for longevity. They're preparing their bodies not just to stay active now, but to stay capable years into the future. This form of exercise doesn't push the body into painful positions or demand extremes. Instead, it rebuilds the foundation of movement in a safe, sustainable way. It supports independence, confidence, and vitality, making everyday life feel smoother and more manageable.
As the years pass, most people don't notice how certain habits, movements, and exercise choices slowly begin to wear the body down, until one day the discomfort becomes too obvious to ignore. The reality is that aging joints, muscles, and connective tissues simply don't tolerate the same forms of stress they once did, and the wrong exercises accelerate that decline without giving anything meaningful in return. When you repeatedly perform movements that create excessive pressure on the knees, shoulders, or lower back, you gradually chip away at the structural support your body relies on. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens through small, cumulative impacts that eventually show up as chronic soreness, stiffness, reduced mobility, or lingering pain that becomes part of everyday life. Many seniors believe the discomfort is inevitable, but in truth, it often comes from repeating exercises that don't fit the body's current needs. The moment you remove those high-risk movements from your routine, your body finally gets a break from the constant strain it's been battling. The human body is incredibly adaptive. It tries to protect you even when you're doing movements that aren't ideal. So if an exercise strains your knees, your body may try to compensate by forcing your hips or lower back to pick up the slack. If a shoulder movement pinches the joint, your body might alter the motion to avoid the pain, which then creates a new imbalance somewhere else. These compensations build layer upon layer until the whole system becomes inefficient. This is why seniors often notice pain spreading from one spot to another. It's not random, it's the result of stressed joints and overworked muscles that never get relief. But when you swap out risky exercises for safer alternatives, the compensation patterns slowly unwind. Your joints start moving more naturally, your muscles activate more evenly, and your body begins working as a unified system again, rather than patching itself together with quick fixes. Another major issue with the wrong exercises is that they create wear and tear faster than the body can repair it. In your younger years, recovery is quick. Tissues bounce back, inflammation settles, and you can push through discomfort without much consequence. But with age, the recovery window widens, and the body needs more time to heal between workouts. If you keep performing exercises that strain sensitive joints, your body ends up stuck in a constant cycle of trying to heal but never fully recovering. That ongoing inflammation becomes chronic, leading to stiffness, tenderness, and reduced range of motion. Many seniors mistake this for aging, but much of it is simply the result of doing the wrong movements over and over. The moment you stop those harmful exercises, the body finally catches up, the inflammation decreases, the joints feel lighter, and everyday movement becomes easier because the tissues aren't constantly irritated.
One of the biggest problems with high-risk exercises is how they load the joints in unnatural or risky angles. Knees are meant to track forward in alignment with the toes. Shoulders are meant to rotate within a safe range. And the spine is meant to stay stable and supported during movement. But exercises that force the knees far over the toes, push the shoulders behind the body, or twist the lower back under load directly violate the biomechanics that keep those joints safe. Over time, this leads to cartilage wear, tendon irritation, and strained ligaments that struggle to heal completely. Seniors often continue doing these exercises out of habit or because they've seen others do them, but the damage accumulates whether you feel it immediately or not. By eliminating these movements, you protect the structural health of your joints and prevent further deterioration. Another overlooked effect of harmful exercises is the mental toll they take. When joints hurt, when certain movements cause fear, or when exercises leave you hesitant or uncomfortable, the body remembers. You begin to subconsciously avoid certain motions, tighten up when performing everyday tasks, or brace your muscles unnecessarily. This tension affects balance, posture, and confidence. Seniors who experience frequent discomfort during workouts often become less active overall, not because they lack motivation, but because their body associates movement with pain. Removing the wrong exercises completely resets this cycle. When the body experiences movement without discomfort, the brain begins rebuilding trust in physical activity. That trust leads to greater consistency, and consistency leads to progress. What makes cutting out harmful exercises so powerful is that it allows your body to finally focus on building strength rather than constantly recovering from strain. When the joints aren't being irritated and the muscles aren't being overstressed, the body can direct its energy toward developing stability, improving coordination, and enhancing endurance. Seniors often notice that when they stop doing the wrong exercises, their workouts suddenly start feeling more productive. They recover faster, feel less sore, and experience more strength gains because the effort is going into the right areas instead of fighting against joint pain. Removing risky exercises also makes room for movements that actively support longevity. When you stop doing things that break down your body, you create space to do things that rebuild it. Safer, joint-friendly exercises strengthen the muscles that protect your bones, align your posture, and help you move with confidence. As these supportive muscles grow stronger, daily life feels easier. Getting up from a chair, stepping out of a car, bending down, or climbing stairs becomes more fluid and less taxing. Instead of gradually losing ability, seniors who focus on the right exercises begin regaining it. Many seniors are surprised by how quickly their body responds once the harmful exercises are removed. Pain decreases, flexibility increases, and energy rises. Movement starts to feel smoother, and tasks that once felt exhausting become more manageable again. This improvement reinforces the importance of choosing movements wisely. When your joints feel better, you naturally become more active. When you're more active, you maintain strength and mobility. When you maintain strength and mobility, you preserve independence. Everything connects back to avoiding the exercises that silently sabotage your progress. At the end of the day, the body is built for movement, but it's not built for the wrong kind of movement. When you stop forcing your body into stressful, unnatural patterns and start supporting it with safe, functional exercises, you give yourself the gift of longevity. You give your joints the chance to heal, your muscles the chance to work properly, and your overall health the chance to thrive. The sooner you remove the exercises that damage your body, the sooner you can start feeling stronger, more comfortable, and more capable in every part of your daily life.
Staying independent as you get older is one of the most valuable things you can protect, and the exercises you choose play a much bigger role in that than most people realize. Independence isn't just about being able to walk or move. It's about being able to take care of yourself without needing help for basic things. It's about having the confidence to stand up from a chair easily, climb stairs without hesitation, carry groceries without straining your back, keep your balance on uneven ground, and navigate daily life with the freedom you've always had. When seniors prioritize safe, joint-friendly exercises, they aren't just working on fitness. They're actively protecting the freedom to live on their own terms. The human body is incredibly responsive, even later in life, and when you use exercises that strengthen the right muscles and protect the joints, you build a foundation that supports independence for years to come. The wrong exercises can steal that independence by causing injuries, reducing mobility, or creating chronic pain that limits how much you can do on your own. But when you focus on movements that support the joints, strengthen stabilizing muscles, and improve balance, everything starts to feel easier. Getting up from the couch doesn't require a second push. Walking long distances doesn't leave your knees throbbing. Reaching overhead doesn't pinch your shoulders. These improvements directly translate into daily freedom. Seniors who make the switch to safer, joint-friendly exercises often notice that they suddenly have more energy throughout the day because the body isn't constantly fighting inflammation or dealing with strain. Instead of feeling worn down, you start feeling capable again. Another powerful part of choosing safe, effective exercises is that they protect your ability to avoid falls, one of the biggest threats to independence in older age. A single fall can lead to months of recovery, reduced confidence, and sometimes permanent mobility issues. But strong legs, active hips, a stable core, and good balance drastically reduce that risk. Exercises that train these areas not only strengthen the body, but also teach it how to react quickly. Your feet learn to correct missteps, your core stabilizes you when you lean too far, and your legs become strong enough to catch your balance before it's too late. This physical readiness becomes a quiet safety net in your everyday life, allowing you to move around without fear. Confidence is a huge part of independence too. When your body starts to feel weak or unsteady, you naturally begin pulling back from activities you used to enjoy. Maybe you stop walking as far, avoid stairs, or skip social events that require physical effort. That slowdown gradually chips away at independence. But when you choose the right exercises and your body starts responding with more strength and stability, your confidence grows. You begin walking more, moving more, and living more. You trust your body again, and that trust is one of the most empowering feelings a senior can have. Exercise becomes more than a routine. It becomes a way to reclaim parts of your life you may have felt slipping away. Safe exercises also help preserve joint health, which is essential for maintaining long-term self-sufficiency. Strong muscles around the knees, hips, shoulders, and spine help absorb impact so the joints don't have to. When the joints feel supported, walking, bending, lifting, and turning all become easier. You're not limited by pain or stiffness. Instead, you move the way your body is meant to move. This allows you to stay active throughout the day without feeling worn out. The better your joints feel, the longer you'll be able to maintain mobility without needing assistive devices or relying heavily on others. Another overlooked benefit of focusing on safe and effective exercises is the mental clarity and emotional strength that come with consistent movement. Physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, boosts mood, reduces stress, and sharpens focus. These mental benefits directly support independence because they help you stay engaged, attentive, and capable of managing your daily tasks. Many seniors report feeling mentally lighter and more optimistic when they exercise consistently, and that emotional boost plays a big role in how they navigate daily life. When the mind feels strong, the body feels more willing to move, and when the body moves well, the mind continues to thrive. This positive cycle supports an independent, fulfilling lifestyle. Doing the right exercises also helps you maintain endurance, and endurance is key for independence. It's not just about lifting something once or standing up once. It's about being able to stay active throughout the entire day. Walking around the house, doing chores, going shopping, meeting friends, preparing meals, these things require stamina. The right exercises improve circulation, strengthen the heart, and build overall resilience so you don't tire out as quickly. When you have endurance, you stay mobile, and when you stay mobile, you stay independent. Mobility and flexibility are another huge part of the equation. Tight muscles limit movement, pulling your joints out of alignment and making simple tasks feel harder than they should be. Exercises that focus on gentle mobility help open the hips, loosen the spine, and keep the shoulders flexible. This reduces the risk of strains, improves posture, and makes everyday activities far more comfortable. With better mobility, you move with less effort and more ease, which again supports your ability to take care of yourself without constraints. Choosing the right exercises also preserves the ability to react quickly, which becomes more important with age. Whether it's catching yourself from tripping, turning quickly to grab something, or adjusting your balance when you misstep, your reaction time plays a huge role in staying safe and independent. Exercises that strengthen coordination and agility help sharpen those reflexes. When your body can respond instantly,
You're less vulnerable to injuries that could threaten your independence. Ultimately, focusing on safe, joint-friendly exercises is about protecting the life you want to live. It's about staying in control of your daily routine, maintaining your ability to move freely, and avoiding the limitations that come from joint damage, muscle weakness, or preventable injuries. Every time you choose an exercise that strengthens your body without straining it, you're building a future where you continue doing the things you love without relying on others. It's not just fitness, it's freedom, longevity, and the ability to age with confidence and dignity.